Good morning. Welcome to this Love Ambassador morning. I'm John Halcyon, and I'm a little late today, and I can't wait to tell you why. This is a daily practice of gratitude, connection. Please share what you are feeling grateful for in this moment. And I'd like to start with a song. Let's do it now. Sing along if you know the words, which would be impossible because I'm making them up right now. And right now we get together and share things that make us happy, like clean underwear. And when we get together and share the best stuff, it makes us feel vulnerable, and that just makes us tough. It's love morning. It's love morning. Love morning. Boy, I liked where it was going. Good morning, Zoe. Good morning, Gerbot. Good morning, anyone who might be tuning in this later. What are you grateful for in this moment? I have to share why I'm a few minutes late. Lisa was having a slow morning, enjoying the view from our bed, and I went in to check on her about 30 minutes ago, and then we just started talking and sharing some stories that she'd read and making each other laugh. And at the moment, at 1 minute to 9, I was leaving the bedroom. I turned around, dropped my pants, and started just rapidly going like this, which makes go flap, 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 which is kind of my ace in the hole to make her laugh. and then realized what time it was. So I my pants are my down on my knees. I'm pulling them up and running into the studio to say good morning to you. So to you, I say, flap, 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 good morning. Zoe is grateful for her recent adventures in polyamory. Grateful for the opportunity to give and receive love and compersion in all its forms. So beautiful. I remember when I first met, you guys are married now, right? Your partner, or your primary, I don't know how you would refer to them, or if I'm now, my apologies. I remember a human that you were quite close to, and when you were away, the way he spoke of you and the intention and commitment to your healing and your journey together was so beautiful. So that your journey includes is a one of polyamorous love is incredible, super inspiring and beautiful. Yes, married. Yes. So your hubby, I really like him the times that I have spent time with him. Briefly, but good vibe. Great morning to you, Juan. Good morning, good morning. I am grateful for I've been really being silly and jokey with Lisa this week. And she kind of pointed it out as we were like joking back and forth this morning. And I was kind of like, I think I've just really been in this awareness that like, this is the good stuff. Like I'm never going to be any younger than I am right now. At this point, my body feels pretty good. The challenges in my life are under control. I'm in the most beautiful home I've ever lived in. I'm in the relationship of my dreams. I'm like, my dreams are coming true. I guess that makes me a little punchy, a little giggly and silly. So, yeah, it's pretty wonderful. Now, I also I know myself, and I know that I cycle. So, in fact, I'm on cup 3 of coffee. So I'm going to have to wean off that in the next whenever. And whenever that happens, my energy will dip. I will start to get a little bit more blue. The brilliance of the world will be harder to see. And I just got to recognize that as part of my cycles. But right now, life is beautiful and silly as can be. Jilly shares, I am super grateful for the ability to move to Portugal on January 20th. New life, new beginnings. Wow, Weezers. I've heard lots of people fantasize about moving to Portugal. That's amazing. Have an incredible adventure. Wow. Michelle, hello. Michelle says, grateful for my husband, Gabriel, and my son, Robert. I am grateful for you, and I think it was the puppet response. You just said something so sweet and nice, and I always appreciate the warmth and love and support I feel from you. And it's always so nice to share a little love morning with you. Dick is grateful for this space and being recovered from surgery that was kind of extensive. So being able to lift, exercise, and eat food again is nice. Yes. I'm grateful for the conversation we had yesterday, Dick. I guess I'm going to share a little bit about it. So what's interesting is actually before you reached out to me, I had reached out to a Pink Heart Camp friend, member, family, Cookie, who some of you know. And he's been really into marketing for a long time, and he's helped me in the past. And I reached out to him kind of saying, hey, can you look at this landing, like my sales page, and just give me your quick reactions? Because I know it's not good. It's not really a landing page. It's just I took a Squarespace product page and threw a description of a weekend retreat. It's not the way it's supposed to be used. It's not the way people are supposed to make sales pages. But I'm like, could you just look at this? And so we had an awesome conversation. This is with Cookie before I talked to Dick. And just a great conversation in general. And then he shared with me some super basic stuff. And then he said, do you remember years ago, I actually paid a designer to make you a landing page? And he found that on his hard drive and showed me this really sweet design of a landing page he made when I was first doing the Pink Path coaching program. And he shared with me some really, it just helped my head to go, oh, you know what? There's some core attitude things that I need to really shift before I can succeed at this. And then that went into like amplified, multiplied when I talked to Dick. And I'm just going to check the comments so I make sure I say hello to people. I'll get to that in 1 second. So then I got on the phone or call with Dick and was like a deep, rapid dive into kind of what people are doing out there. And I part of what you said, it should be like a little stand-up routine describing the coaches selling coaches, which is this, you just described it really well. And it's one of the reasons why I am so repelled. Like, I don't want to, I mean, I've heard hundreds of times, not hundreds, dozens of times, you need to have a sales funnel and you do this. And a lot of that just feels so gross, the way it's described. And when I see people, I see so many people doing it that I don't get the feeling that they have something to offer. Like, how can I say this? I don't get the sense they are walking the walk. They have a list of Tony Robbins principles that they are rephrasing and telling you to do it, and then charge other people to teach them to do it. And I'm like, well, I kind of want to talk to somebody who's just like super happy and at peace and abundant and with good productivity and joyful. And that person isn't making courses because they're not drawn into that whole thing. And I kind of think that I'm in that category. And so it's been really hard for me to to sell. And so what I realized after talking to Dick and after talking to Cookie is that I have been scared, and I have not put true passion and my heart into the ask. What I have been doing is saying, hey, I should do a course, and then like the way I'm like, hey, I'm doing this thing, and I share it to the people who are here, and there's 10 people online right now, and I make some videos, and that gets hit by a couple hundred people, maybe a few thousand even, of people that know me, and I get a few signups, and then my ego says, people tell me all the time that I'm so helpful to them, and now I offer something and nobody signs up, and then I go, ooh, and then I get scared, and then I feel like I have nothing to offer. The imposter syndrome kicks in, and so then I'm from that place going like, I'm sending out a newsletter to my list going, hey, everybody, how's everything going? And if you really want to see me in January, I'll be there. So I'll be there. I mean, whatever. If you want to come and see, it's going to be whatever. It's going to be kind of cool. And so that's why the sales page, I didn't spend time making a landing page and making it so it converts, I haven't paid for any ads or boosted any posts or anything like that. I haven't treated it like a gift to the world. And so I really need to shift my head to being like, I have something I want to give to the world. What is the best way to get this out there so that I can have a successful launch? I can impact the most people. And there's been fear that is, and part of this, what if I try as hard as I can? I do all those things and still nobody signs up. So the old fear of failure stuff and being able to identify it and hopefully then move past it. I'm listening to a book by Don Rosenthal, who's Lisa's mentor, who recently passed. He's got this incredible book. I should tell you the name of it. And he said, he was talking about the difference between being afraid and being aware that you are afraid. Like being scared versus I'm feeling scared feelings right now. So different. Feeling scared feelings is the thing that you can then act in spite of. Being scared, you have to protect and be defensive and avoid, You are not in control when you are afraid. But if you are feeling fearful feelings, you can get control. So that's where I'm at. Dick saying, you need to stand behind your message. Now that you've built a message and a mission you can stand behind. Totally true. Cocky bastard needs to come back. Zoe says, her husband sends his love to me. Oh, and appreciates the role I've played in his healing. Okay, I'm just going to read it as you because I got too many pronoun mess ups. He sends love to you and appreciates the role you've played in my healing as well. This gratitude practice has changed my life. Okay, well, there's the exclamation point on everything I just said. If I could find a way to get a significant number of people joyfully practicing and sharing gratitude, stepping a little bit more into their authentic selves, allowing more of their light to shine. If I was convinced that I could do that, shouldn't I be screaming it from the mountaintop, hiring designers and videographers and investing in a way to get that to as many people as possible? Instead of buying just more houseplants with all my money? Wolfie Wolf says, grateful for a whirlwind New York City trip with my leash holder this weekend and the opportunity to fall in love with a new, maybe future home city. Well, that's exciting. Hope, good morning. Good morning, Mingle. I love you too. Wolfie, yes, I'll come talk about open sourced aligned community models with me at CoLab. You can radically gift yourself to the world and still find avenues for self-sustenance. All right, I will dig deeper into that. So Wolfie Wolf, I'm very aware of the concept of monetizing, doing free and monetizing. The practice has not been as easy for me. I think I became so enamored with gifting, and I haven't fully healed all of my money issues. And so I sometimes struggle to ask for compensation because I'm worried that I'm then causing a hardship for someone else. And the idea of contributing to someone else's stress is hard for me. Now, this is deep stuff. I know that it doesn't make sense. And I know that my personal experience, when people have gifted me, a coaching session, I have wasted it. When I paid $5,000 to work with a coach, I was dedicated and I wrote a book because I took it seriously. And so I know I want to work with people who take me seriously and our time seriously. It's just I have to continually go through that process and continually recognize the feelings I'm having and then trying to work through them or around them or, satisfy the voice in my head. So it takes a village. Thanks for the help. Sarah, good morning. Sarah says, good morning. So thankful to make it live. I'm interested in joining you in January if I can swing it. I'm grateful to still be here after a slip on the ice. Ouch. A bad concussion. Yikes. I hope it doesn't have lasting effects. I hope you are healing quickly. And I hope we get to see you in January. That would be amazing. We have no ice here, so that's good. It'll be safer. I had a concussion when I fell off a rope swing when I was like 23, 24. And it's something that I think about a lot because it impacts the way I think about our minds, our personality, free will. Is that a lot? I can explain. So I hit my head and I got anterior grade amnesia. So I kept new memories were not planting. So as my friend's driving me, I'm like, where are we going? He goes, we're going to the hospital. I'm like, we are? Where are we going? Hospital. What? And so I'm in the hospital and they kept asking me, do you know what hospital you're at? And it's like, Scripps? They go, nope, Thornton. I'm like, oh. And then a couple minutes later, I'd ask the same question. And so at one point, I'm lying there in bed, and my friend who came to visit me is sitting next to me, and there's all these doctors around. It's quiet, and we're just kind of monitoring things. And I had this kind of something silly to say popped in my head. I go, you got to visit me more often, Eric. Dude, I know how to party. As I'm like, in this hospital bed. And crickets. No one laughing. No one even acknowledging I said a thing. And I was like, I thought it was at least like breaking the tension in the room. What? And my friend goes, you said that about 30 times. I was like, think about that. So this process of I'm blank slate, this idea comes up and I say it thinking that I am being creative, but It's already happened. Did I have a choice? How many of my thoughts, where are they coming from? Do we have free will? So I hope that your concussion is fruitful in philosophical ways and non-impactful in health ways. Sarah's grateful for the awesome paramedics and ER docs. Could have been worse. Grateful for another day and joining this awesome community. Yay for another day. Thanks, Sarah. Hope says, thank you. I needed that. I've been stalled in offering my online ketamine recovery support. I'm 2 years free of K in a month. Me too. My last K was 2 years ago, December. High five. Fist bump. I love fisting. Amazing. I mean, I really think the need for ketamine recovery is going to be growing. There's a certain Tesla-owning billionaire that I think could use some support. Good morning, Natasha. Natasha says, I am filled with gratitude for my partner who's currently accompanying his father here for the holiday. I'm grateful for knowing that this feeling of anxiety I have is actually based in excitement and will pass once they arrive. That is wisdom with a capital W. Being able to feel nervousness, energy, anxiety, and relabel it to excitement. It's the same thing, right? It's the same feeling with a different label. So, good reminder. Well done. We're all just tepid water heaters. One says, how do I give back to the Hug Nation project? Is there a GoFundMe for Hug Nation? There's a Patreon, actually. Patreon.com/Halcyon is how you can support Hug Nation and my projects. A portion of the money goes to First Saturdays and the homeless. But yeah, Patreon.com/Halcyon is how you can support me. And I will send you some stickers. And every once in a while, I offer Zoom calls to people who are supporters. I just did one yesterday. Had a Zoom supporter had booked it out last time I offered, and we had an awesome conversation yesterday about board games and cancer recovery. Good to hear, Sarah. Dick says, my sister took a solid hit to the back of the head at the beach, and she kept saying, Shnikes, how'd I get here? I have a tube in my arm. Shnikes. That's hilarious. I've been really enjoying what I hear. I hear someone say like dab nap it or something like that. Alexandra, good morning. Alexandra says, good morning, filled with gratitude because I spent the weekend delivering turkey dinners to families in need. It feels good to do good. If you were in San Diego, a week from Saturday, we are having First Saturdays because it's the first Saturday. You can do math if you want. Every first Saturday, we gather in San Diego and give away food and clothing and care packs. But in the December one, we're joined by LoveWorks, which is the Foamy Homies, or a crew from the Foamy Homies, Bronner's crew. They have a separate charity called LoveWorks. They bring out a truck, flatbed truck, decorated like a float with big speakers, and they play music. And after we do First Saturdays at the church that we meet at, they do a slow drive around Skid Row and hand out these bags filled with all sorts of goodies. So if you're in San Diego and you want to be a part of a gifting project that is also quite festive and fun and has a burner-y vibe to it, show up or ask me for details. Natasha says, I had a similar experience with a concussion and now will forever wonder if my brain is functioning differently now. Sarah says that Dagnabbit is Bugs Bunny. I think you could be right. We got to bring Dagnabbit back. Oh boy, look at the how my pale pink hair compared to these goggles. You can see how far I've fallen. I think it just passed the line of I was just talking to Lisa actually right before I did my penis helicopter and was late for this morning. I was trying to get her feedback if I should re-dye, do my roots, if I should shave my head, because I'm at that point now where it doesn't work for me. But I am going to keep the beard. I'm feeling like I'm going to let this keep going. And so maybe white beard, pink hair. I don't know. Wabbit season. Alexandra says, I wish I'm in Baltimore. We got to bring it to the East Coast. Wuffy says, I was born very premature and all the hypoxia that entails. And since I was little, I would pretend to be a dog on the playground. I haven't stopped being dog-brained since. That's really interesting. Anybody else have any gratitude they'd like to share before we connect with a hug? Reminder that we are gathering physically in San Diego, January 11th and 12th. And I'm also running a men's group, a day men's group in March. That is going to be with Ishmael, who is one of my true mentors. I'm super honored to be co-facilitating with him. That is not open yet. We have not started, but if you have interest, let me know, and I will make sure to include you when I do announce it. Well, I am feeling really grateful today. Oh my gosh, I wonder if I can do this. Will it let me do this? I'm going to try something. Oh, it's not going to work. Let's see. I spent a lot of time yesterday. So I had this idea that I wanted to make a picture above our bed. Instead of buying something, I wanted to make something. And I asked Lisa if I could make where is it? It's not gonna. I wanted to make a fantasy picture of us with birds on our fingers. She's got a little bird because she is Lisa Littleberg, and I have a halcyon, which is a kingfisher. It's an actual bird called a halcyon, and it's also a mythical bird called a halcyon. So I wanted to get. This is actually the large version, super large version that I was going to make to zoom in and out for a video, but I wanted to make a kind of the middle section of that to go above our bed, and it was vetoed. Actually, what I said to her, wait, is this right? This morning, because I stayed up too late making that last night. I was like, so. Are you, like, I think it's something like, so instead of me asking, do you want that picture up here? How angry would you be if I put that picture up here? And what if we got multiple pictures and we could swap them out? I just think that would be fun. I wonder if I could zoom in on it. I don't think so. Because it's pretty, well, anyway, I'm just going to try really quick and see if I can do that. I don't know. Oh, I'm grateful. Well, the puppet learned the helicopter. No, but the puppet his big thing is that he loves fisting, fist bump, and I want to get him a T-shirt that says "I love fisting." But maybe I should teach him the helicopter too. Okay, sorry. I am grateful that this morning I was doing a search to try to figure out how to do something in Premiere, and I found the tutorial. It was a sales thing for some pre-bought thing that I could buy. So for $10, I was able to buy a zooming preset that is going to save me so much time because I end up doing this all the time and it's just such a hassle. There we go. There you can see the lovebirds with our little birds. So we took that picture. I set up a little photo studio over the weekend, and I made a bunch of versions. Some with us in like a Candyland, some with like Fantasylands with like all sorts of bunnies all over around. I did it with a cartoon background, like as if we were in Snow White. This is the one that I just kind of like the best, though. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Do I have? This is weird. Okay. You haven't. Dick says, "What about a digital frame?" I actually said that too. I go, "What if we could put a TV and I could rotate it through?" And that's about the time that I started helicoptering, and she kicked me out. No, she didn't kick me out. Actually, that's when I realized I was late to be here. Natasha says, "I'm grateful for sky candy in the morning regularly in the form of hot air balloons." Beautiful. Lola says she loves it, but partial to unicorns. Who doesn't love a unicorn? Natasha said, "It is sweet, but I'm not too sure I would want it above my bed." Okay. I mean, to be fair, before Lisa moved in, most of my house was filled with portraits and art of me, like that. And then there's, I don't know if you can see on the other side of the room, there's more pictures of me. So this is my office. It's the only place still left in the house where it's not completely obnoxious to have. But these pictures kind of help me. It's like they help me with my vibe. Help me remember who I am and who I can be. All right. Another Gerbot says the digital frames, like a big one. That's a good idea. Lola says, "Whatever you put above the bed, make sure it won't hurt you in an earthquake." Which is another reason. What I was going to do is get a canvas, like the picture over there is a big canvas that wouldn't hurt if it fell. This one right here is a painting acrylic that has been covered in epoxy, so it's like a huge piece of glass that I would not want over my bed. Okay, and I know you said in event of an earthquake, but let me just say that when I'm getting down, it's always an earthquake, baby. Okay, that's enough. Thank you for joining me, sharing some gratitude, remembering and reminding one another that we are not alone. We are surrounded by like-minded, open-hearted people, and we always have the opportunity to live a purposeful day by being kind and patient and generous with ourselves and with others, spreading little ripples, or strengthen ourselves enough so that we have the capacity to spread little ripples every day, a little ripple of goodness and kindness. Adds up, makes a difference. So thank you for being a ripple maker and a part of this and a love ambassador. Wherever you are, let's give yourself a big old squeeze. Appreciating our bodies, appreciating our fellow humans, appreciating all these little bits of gratitude of one another's lives we've heard, knowing that there's adventurers all around the world that are in different bodies, but we're all part of this vibrancy, this light. Let's take a deep breath in and squeeze one another. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and everybody here, thanks for being here. I love you. Ooh, and if you're still here, I have one more thing that I wanted to share, one more thing of gratitude. I went to my therapist yesterday, and she was running late, which she always kind of adjusts, and so it was cool. But I was in the lobby of this place, and they had a bunch of cool books. Like they had Alex Gray art book, and they had Jung's The Red Book. Has anybody ever seen or heard of Carl Jung's The Red Book. I have heard of it, but I've never really looked through it. And so I had like 10 minutes looking through this thing. And it is like this big. And it, luckily at the end it's translated, but it's like a manuscript, like Latin looking. It looks like an old manuscript. And then it's peppered with paintings by Jung. And what it is it's the journals of his life, of his own personal experiences and his own personal philosophies that he then recopied them in this script into this epic creation filled with, every once in a while I see a piece of art or I experience something and you go, this is what a human being is capable of. Like I read Gravity's Rainbow, which is like 1,200 pages of densely brilliant verbiage. I'm like, how did I don't know how a human being did this. This is like incredible. Or the Coen brothers, you see the way that when they direct a film and they in their heads have every scene, every visual, every word is perfect. There's no improving in The Big Lebowski. It's crisp according to their vision. Amazing. And so this book just like really, and then I just read a little bit of it, but it is as psychedelic as anything I've ever experienced. I know he's not talking about psychedelic drugs, but he's talking about being connected and having downloads. It's really incredible. All right. Gearbot says, I got the digital copy and browsed through it a bit. Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's something that you just read. To me, the most impactful was just like flip through, read, maybe a page to go, that's what this is filled with, and then just see the scope of it. It's just like, wow. So good. All right. It really made me want to return to some familiarity with Jung. I used to be really into Jung. In fact, I ordered the personalized license plate, Jung at Heart, Jung at, and then the heart symbol. Right? Happy Tuesday. I love you.